Hey guys, Mason and Sarah here, and we have Moose tucked away in the back. We have done something exciting. We have just bought a van, an empty van, and we're going to turn it into a camper van. It is a 4-wheel drive, and it's a Toyota Hiace, and yeah, that's about it. That's all I know.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We are on our way to pick it up now.
So we're going to bring you along. We're going to show you how the van we bought. We're going to show you empty, our plans and process of turning it into a camper van, and hopefully at the end it looks like a pretty sick camper and you can follow along.
I'm cutting that bit out.
She's not cutting that bit out. That's staying.
This is the van. Moe, what do you think?
She likes it. Alright, as it is a nice fresh Monday morning, first day of the build. Obviously before we start we want to get some before photos, so this is the lovely before of the van. I was supposed to clean this out on the weekend, but it's Monday and I've got to get this done before Sarah gets here and she'll crack the shit. So first thing for the day is to clean that all up, and yeah, then we can finally get stuck into it. So currently our head unit is still in Japanese, and I've also just turned the car on and the fuel light is on. And with the price of diesel at the moment, I really don't want to fill this up before I get back, but we'll see how we go. Just got a couple of the rubbish tip locals in the way on their morning commute. Thought I filmed the whole thing getting emptied, but got it all emptied now. So Sarah will be happy with me and we can get stuck into the build now.
We picked up the van probably about a month ago, and we've just had it sitting around because we've been finishing off some other jobs. I've been finishing up work and that sort of thing, but yeah, it's all ready to
Time to get started.
Mason's back from the tip, so I'll show you some before shots, what it looks like before we start, and then we will get into the build.
This is my before.
Flex. Show us
about 6 weeks, you'll see my after.
This is a before of the van. There's not really much to show. Empty van. Yeah, nothing too exciting, but it'll look good in a couple of weeks. So the first thing that we are doing is removing all of the wall panels, the floor, the roof panels, so we've got a completely empty van to start fresh with. So I've done all the wall panels. This is just the last one. So I'm going to keep all these panels and we're going to use them for templates later on, and I'm going to move on to taking down the roof panels now. So next up I'm going to take the rubber flooring out. It's actually stuck underneath like this step trim here, so I'm going to unscrew these and then I will take the whole thing up. So all of the wall panels, roof panels, floor is all out of the van. It's completely empty now. It's actually really clean, which is nice. Mason's off doing something else. I don't know what. Currently it's a one-man show and I might just end up doing this entire build by myself. Who knows? But anyway, I'm going to start the sound deadener now. We use the Car Builder's sound deadener. It's really easy to do. Just self-adhesive, peel it off, and stick it on the walls. Look, he's finally decided to rock up to work.
I've been busy.
Yeah.
So Sarah's finally doing some work, which is a sight to behold.
I was saying before that this van was going to be a one-man show and I was going to have to do the whole build.
Yeah. Anyway, so while Sarah's going to be working on that, I've got 2 little spots in here. I just got to put in a vent and a water filler for the water tank. So on this side of the van here, I'm just going to place the vent. And then in this section here, I'm just going to place this little water filler. So that's what I'm going to do now. Alright, so I've cut both the hole.
Oh, some new windows?
That's for, Sarah's going to be in the bottom bunk here, and this is just going to be a top bunk in the layout. But so that's basically just the hole for the fridge ventilation, and that's just the hole for the water I'm going to file them all down now, give them a spray paint and let it dry before I put all the vents and the water bit in.
Alrighty, that is all of the sound ender done on the roof and the walls. So I'm going to tackle the carpet next. We carpet around the edges of the door frame, so the back and the sliding door. Because of the curves, it's just much easier to cover it with carpet instead of timber. So we're using the grey automotive carpet from Car Builders again. It's like the stretch carpet stuff. It's pretty hard to get the carpet looking really good. So it takes a bit of time, but it's really satisfying. So we'll see how we go. So what I do for the carpet is I stick like a big piece on and then I'll trim up the edge and then sort of tuck it underneath this rubber seal. So it's pretty fiddly, but tucking it under the seal just gives it like a much cleaner finish. So I've finished up all of the carpet. It actually looks really good. I'm really happy with it. It took me a good few hours, but all done now.
So what I'm doing now is I'm doing the electrical rough-in. Majority of this electrical I'm going to be able to do once all the cabinetry is built, because it's all pretty much in the one central spot. But the walls and the roof are going on next, so I need to run the cables for the downlights, the solar, and pretty much everything else that I'm not going to have access to, but it's mainly just those things. So what I've done is I've got a bit of yellow tongue and run it up this channel here, and I'll just pull my cables through to make it nice and easy for myself.
So next up, I'm going to start insulating, and I think that's the last thing that we're going to do for today. So I've got like half a roll of Car Builders insulation here, and then I've got another box as well. Not sure how much I'll actually need, but it's pretty simple. It's the same as the sound deadener, self-adhesive, so cud piece, stick it on the walls and roof. So this is all of the insulation done in all the wall panels and the roof. We also covered this window on the side here because we're going to block it off with wall because there's lots of windows in this van. So we wanted to give a little bit of privacy, but yeah, nice and neat. Happy with how all this came up. So that is it. We are done for our first day.
Got everything done that we wanted to do, so it's a big success, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with where we're at, so we will pick it up again tomorrow.
Before we get started on this day, we've got something very important to do, don't we, Mooey? Go run around at the oval. You ready? You ready? You ready? All right, go.
This is so bumpy. We're in the Troopy and we are on our way to Bunnings, doing our first Bunnings trip of the build. There's going to be lots more to come, but
hopefully not too rainy.
Yeah, so starting the day with Bunnings, and then I don't know what we're getting up to today, but we will see.
Hopefully the walls and the roof.
Yeah, we'll see, but we're waiting on a part to come before we can put the walls and the roof up, but we're hoping it'll come today, so we'll see.
Fingers crossed.
So we're just getting the timber for the walls. We have timber for the roof already, but we're just getting the timber for the wall. So we got home and the delivery has arrived.
We can put the roof in.
Yay, so we can do the walls and roof today. That was our plan, so happy days.
We were waiting on the solar cables and they came, which is good.
So we're just routing lines in the panel that goes on the back door, so it has that panel defect like the walls will have. So I have sanded up the 2 door panels and now I'm going to prime them so they're ready to be put up.
So what I'm finally doing now is I've got the solar cables I need to run through the roof. So what I've done is I've just drilled a little hole in the roof and I've just got the little 20mm gland that'll just go on there, and then I'll run the cables through the roof. so I've got the solar cables running through the roof now, but I need to get them down like this channel and through the wall here. So what I'm going to do, it's got this bit of yellow tongue, I'm going to put that up the wall, feed it through to this section here. And then I'll tie the cables on the ends of it, and then I'll just pull that yellow tongue back through, and that'll pull all the cables through. So that'll be nice and easy to get into that spot, hopefully. So I've got a bit of 12mm plywood. I'm going to be using these for the battens. What I'm going to do is mark out like an 80mm strip, rip them down, and we'll use them as the battens for the walls and roof.
So what are you doing?
So I am installing the battens on the roof at the moment. So I've done a couple already. All I do is just see like these ribs that are in the roof here. I just screw them into that and make sure your screws aren't too long so they don't go through the roof.
Nice, good tip.
Yeah.
So Mason has done all of the roof battens and started on the walls. We're framing around these windows, so that's why we've got like these pieces down the bottom here. Yeah, but nearly done these and then ready for the walls and roof. So that is it for today. We got the roof up. I'll show you properly in a minute.
Yeah, we planned on getting the roof and the walls done today, but time got away from us. We went to Bunnings probably
for too long as well. So that's all right. We'll get to it tomorrow.
We'll get the walls done pretty quickly.
It's so sunny. This is the roof though. We use, I think I said earlier, yeah, Tassie oak shiplap. Looks so good.
Yeah, it looks so nice.
I'll come around from the back as well.
It's gonna look nice with the white walls and everything, I reckon.
It is day 3 of the build. We started this morning putting the walls up. Mason's made a little bit of progress so far, framing that window as well. And then we'll see what else we get up to today. While Mason's doing the walls, I am bogging all of the screw holes in the exposed timber roof. I'm using
unpainted.
This is the bog. Hardwood is the colour that best suits.
Yeah, they don't actually, well, at Bunnings they don't actually have a Tassie oak colour. So they have an oak, but the oak's way too light, so the hardwood's probably the closest one.
Yeah, it's still drying at the moment, but it dries really well, yeah. And you really can't tell. So that's what we do with the screw holes in the roof. So while Mason is finishing off the walls, I'm going to hang the door panels up. So I've popped a couple screws in this one. I'm going to put some more around the edges, and then I'm going to do the sliding door as well.
Framed up that window sill, and now I'll just do like the trims around the sides, neaten it all up. So I'll do like the miters and frame it all up. It'll look pretty sweet. Just gonna line my top one up. So I just line this point here with the point of the frame. Make sure it's good on both sides before you nail it in. Do not want to make that mistake. So that's all lined up and stuff. Lock that in there. So it's all good there. Perfect. So I have the top and the bottom ones in. Now I just need to do the miters for these bits here. So what I'm going to do is I'll just use this little bit that I've got here. It's just one of my offcuts. Line it up there. Cool, got my mark. Grab my triangle. Just the minor bit of the triangle.
We've also only framed the top part of this window because we're going to have some cabinets and like a splashback sort of thing underneath, and we're not sure how high up it's going to come yet, so that's why only the top of that one's framed.
We actually just ran out of timber and we're really lazy, and this is just a big fat excuse. That's the truth.
That's a lie. That's a lie. So we have finished the walls and roof, framed the windows. We're just doing the trims now, so across the front and the back and then the edges. Yeah, just doing the trims pretty much just to finish it all off, because sometimes there's a little bit of gap along the top there. Yeah, it just needs it all off. And we haven't done the walls any further than that because that's all hidden behind the cabinetry and stuff. There's no point and no need to put walls down there. It's just extra weight. Yeah. And time wasted. Yeah. It's been a couple of days since we put the walls and roof up, and I bogged all of these screw holes. So the bog is definitely dry now, and I can sand it all off, and then I'll get a coat of paint on the walls and a couple of coats of stain on the roof before all the cabinetry goes in, because it's just much easier to get a coat or two on before the cabinetry goes in, and then we can touch up the paint at the end if needed. But yeah, that's my plan for today. So I've sanded all of the walls and roof. I'm going to tape up now and then paint the walls first, then stain the roof next. Just in case I end up getting any paint on the roof, I can sand it off. Otherwise, like if I stain the roof and then get paint on it, it'll be more of a pain to sand it off, and you know. So I'm going to do the walls first, and then I'm going to stain the roof. I got 2 coats of paint on the walls, and I did those door panels as well because they were only primed, so they've got a couple of coats on them now as well. The paint's not perfect, there's a few bits that need touching up, but we will touch it all up when we do a final coat, sort of at the end of the build when all the cabinetry and stuff's in here. But I'm going to move on to staining the roof now, and the stain that I am using is just this clear coat, water-based, nothing too fancy. I hope this is enough. I didn't realize we bought such a small can, but I'm just going to put it on with a brush, and then I'll see how many coats I need. It might need a couple, but we'll see. Alright, so I've finished staining the ceiling. It looks really good. It's gonna need... Hello, Mason.
Hello.
Yeah, little heads in the corner. Huh?
First time I've actually looked at it. It looks nice.
It's gonna need another coat. So, like, we'll sand it off and do another coat. But I need to let this dry first. Are you right? Admiring it?
Admiring and having a break.
But yeah, I need to let this dry, and then I'll give it a sand another day and another coat when I've got a bit of time. But it looks really good. Episode 1 is done in the books. Walls, roof, fuck's sake. It is the end of the day and I'm so tired doing this. Anyway, episode 1 done. Yeah, so we've done the walls and roof. You can probably see behind us that we've started the cabinetry. Mason...
Not allowed to see that until the next episode, so like and subscribe if you want to see that. At the moment, just gotta make myself nice and big and broad so no one can see that.
Yep, that's exactly what I was gonna say. That's it. We'll see you next episode. Thanks for watching.